Teresita Basa, born in 1927 in the Philippines island, she graduated college in Manila and then she moved to Bloomington to go to Indiana University. She got her Master of Music degree from university, then studied inhalation therapy in Chicago. Linnell state at the beginning of the year 1977, you worked at a Chicago hospital. She also entered Loyola University, where she worked on her doctoral dessert. She also gave piano lessons in her apartment. The girl didn't drink or do drugs, but they were loved by men who surrounded her. She never got married. What's the most interesting thing? Basa, at the age of 49, was still a virgin. 21st February 1977, fire aid was called there. Was a fire in the apartment of a woman on the 15th floor. When firefighters broke into the apartment, they found a mattress in the middle of the living room. Firefighters inspected the apartment to find someone alive, but no one responded at the scream, and they thought that there is no one in the apartment. They decided to lift the mattress because it seemed to them that something lies under it. Picking it up, they found the corpse of a 49-year-old woman. She was naked and a huge knife was stuck in her chest. According to autopsy, Basa wasn't raped. Firefighters called the police. They inspected the apartment. At first glance, the police found no trace of theft. Later found a note which randomly did not have time to burn. She was written by Basa. It was written in it, "What to get theater tickets." They are 2 letters, a C. The police were confused. Crime scene. They couldn't understand who could kill a woman. In August, a couple of doctors, Hasukata and his wife Ramai contacted the police. They were surgeons from Philippines. So happened that Ramai was familiar with the deceased. They used to work together. The girl sent a request for autopsy documents, but there was nothing unusual in the documents, but she knew about something terrible. I was afraid to tell the detective. But when he found out about the requested documents, he found them himself and questioned them. The couple seemed a little embarrassed to him. Later, they asked, "Do detectives believe in the occult?" The detective answered that never faced it. Then Remy started telling a weird story she told that one night. She was in the living room at the hospital. She lay down for a nap. After she closed her eyes, she felt the presence of a ghost in the room. As soon as she opened them, she saw then that just could not. It was a ghost of Basa. Girl said that ghost didn't say anything to her, just looked at her. She was terrified, so she started praying, and then the ghost left. Hosad, his own story. Man said that about 2 weeks after the Basa died him and Remy were sitting in their living room, how suddenly Ramai got up and went to the bedroom to lay on the bed. When he went to check on her, she started talking to him in Togolese, which uses in some Philippine islands as the main language, but she spoke with a slight Spanish accent. Remy said that Basa is talking to a man now and that she was home alone on the night of the murder around 7 o'clock in the evening. Her ex-boyfriend Alan Ferry came to her, which after came in, stabbed her in the chest. Fox said his wife was in a trance for about half an hour and then she woke up. Woman claimed what doesn't even remember anything, how was leaving the living room. Couple and could not think that someone will believe them, so they stayed silent. And after a while, Remy entered another trance. Basa asked Hughes to go to the police. She said that the killer stole her ring. It was pearl. Ramai said the killer gave the ring to his wife. Couple didn't feel comfortable in police, but finally they decided to go to the police. After the 3rd time, spouses decided that the detective would be skeptical of them, but he paid attention to that no evidence in the case has been made public. And the couple described everything in detail, and when he originally read the note, didn't even think what are those 2 letters at the end, can be someone's initials. Turns out Base wrote an appeal to her killer. Myself, without knowing it, the stolen ring was with the name of the murdered woman. What the killer didn't know, but after the couple told the detective about the ring, he started immediately checking this information. According to further search, found that some more jewelry was missing. From the apartment killers, as it turned out, was a technician at the hospital. Where did Bases and Remy work, and lived very close to the house of the murdered woman, according to some colleagues. Mans had to go to Base apartment on the night when she was killed repair her TV. Detective brought Swery for questioning. Man refused to visit the girl's apartment, ended up after a long interrogation. He admitted what was really in the apartment the night of the murder, but he left because she did not have the necessary tools at home. Man claimed that Basta was still alive at the time of his passing, and he never went back to her apartment. After that, the detective questioned his wife. Her husband has been giving her some jewelry lately. She said that at the end of February, he gave her 2 jewelry as a gift for Christmas. He did not have time to give her anything because of lack of money, so gifted a couple. Months later, the first gift was an emerald brooch, and the second is a pearl ring. Relatives of the deceased showed this ring, and all in one voice said, "What is that Base ring?" After confirmation, the man confessed to the murder and said that after he left her apartment, he came back after a while and stabbed her in the chest. When she turned to him, he attacked her as soon as she opened the door. Killer told that tried to expose everything like this, as if they wanted to rape her to hide the robbery. 11th August 1977, Alan Shuri was accused of killing Bass in January 1979. Due to lack of evidence, jury long couldn't reach verdict in Base case. Court sentenced only after his confession. 2 years after the murder, he got sentenced to 14 years. Imprisonment. Man was released on parole in the year 1984, including time held pending trial. Journalists gave the name to this case Voice from the Grave of Teresita Basa, where the man is now unknown. Even unknown, is he even alive?